Todd, are you in Boston proper, or are you?
I'm in JP.
Okay.
So it's Boston, the greater Boston area. So I'm like 10 minutes by train. Mm-hmm. Like living in South Philly to downtown Philly.
Yeah.
Who do you root for in baseball? I mean, nobody now, but if you...
I'm still Philly teams all the way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important. That's important out there.
Well, the Super Bowl was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were here.
Oh, yeah.
To be there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've been out there for a while. Jeez, man.
Yeah, I've been here. I've been away since 2013.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, you were listening to Punch Up there.
Yeah.
Pretty early, right?
Yeah.
You had internet?
Yes, we do have internet. It's dial-up still, so it's a little bit slower, but...
One joke at a time.
Yeah, we weren't done laughing at Steve's joke, Ian. Come on.
I didn't hear it. It didn't register.
I remember you talking about, through Jessie, I think you contacted Jessie about listening to Punch Up. I forget where we were, and we did Punch Up. We did our first 100 episodes over a long period of time.
Yeah, over 2 years. It was almost 3. It was almost 3 years.
Before you released anything, or you did it?
No. No, but we did record. How many did we record before we started releasing? I think we started in November, and we didn't start releasing until January.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, we had a bunch in the bag before we started.
We had a lot.
I kicked my feet up. I was like, we got this. And then all of a sudden they started to dwindle away. And it was like, oh, shit. What are we going to do?
Well, Kevin spent a ton of time editing the one we just did.
Not in the beginning. The beginning was like this. That's the nicest part about this is no more editing. Well, minimal. I do a little bit. I mean, if Ian's Science Corner comes up, how do you not pop a song in there?
It was great to hear it back again.
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
I now have it on my iTunes, so if Ian were to throw a nugget out right now, it would immediately go in. Oh. Doctor?
Just be sure to wash your hands for more than 55 seconds. A good song is the Pledge of Allegiance, forwards and backwards. And Corona will be... Thank you.
Science is a part of our everyday lives. Wonderful surprises right before your very eyes.
Ian's Science Corner.
Science.
Ian's Science Corner. Okay, that's good.
I like the new dirty version of Ian's Science Corner.
It's been that way since the first one didn't have it, and everyone since has. So thanks for watching.
Hey, this is Steve with the Punch Up Podcast. With me on this episode are Ian O'Shea.
Hey, Steve.
Jessie Preisendorfer.
Hey, Steve.
Kevin Regan.
Hey, Steve.
And our storyteller is Todd Rodenhiser.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome, Todd.
So my story is a Halloween story.
Oh.
I don't like Halloween. I know that, Steve, you do because it's like close to your birthday, I believe.
Night before my birthday.
Yeah.
Love it.
I've never been a fan. I don't like being scared. I'm a real sensitive kid. Well, I'm real sensitive right now, but when I was a kid, I was really sensitive and nervous a lot. And as I was thinking about the story, I was thinking about past Halloweens, and I realized that there were a couple other incidents that happened. Like when I was real little, I was like Ernie with one of those plastic CVS costumes with the face.
It digs in. It grabs on and like cuts you.
Right on your face. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was at a parade and I didn't want to leave the parade. So I just peed my pants. And then I was really embarrassed about peeing my pants.
That's an Ernie move. Like of all the characters, that's an Ernie move. Like Bert would never do that.
No. And then I was like Frankenstein because my brother was the year before, but then there wasn't like green makeup. So my mom got this glow in the dark makeup that didn't glow in the dark. So it was just like, I looked like powder. It was just like white. It was awful.
Is your brother older?
He is. Yeah,
Yes.
he's 4 years older than me.
Yeah, the hand-me-down costume. We used to do that too.
So he had the green makeup, but you didn't.
No, I did not.
very, very traumatic reasons why you dislike this holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like Dracula, and my mom made this amazing cape, and was in a rec department Halloween fashion show, or what do they call them? Like a contest.
Mhm.
And I thought for sure I was gonna win, and I didn't. So like all these things, I was like, oh, every year was just kind of like kicking it away.
Disappointments.
Can I ask a question? Because like
Absolutely.
Halloween, like was it? Were there things that you wanted to be, and like you were kind of pushed towards the monster sort of motif, or was that your call?
I guess that was kind of my call.
Okay, because I remember like the other way. My mother dressed up my younger brother, who is gay, as like I remember Halloween's like she dressed him as Wonder Woman.
Oh wow!
Wow.
And got him this curler set, and he had this curler set, but like I don't think he was asking for it. I think it was more this weird sort of subversive. My mom wanted a daughter.
Yeah.
She had 2 boys, and it's those are like distinct memories, and like he was young enough to just be like, cool, this is shiny. Like it's just, it's like it wasn't didn't register as like, oh, I shouldn't be, or it's embarrassing if I'm Wonder Woman or whatever. But I just remember that, and I just wondered if like you wanted to be something more fabulous than Dracula.
Well, funny that you mentioned that. So when I was in 5th grade, I didn't have a lot of friends, and I started to pretend to like girls. Like I really wanted a girlfriend, and this girl in my class invited me to a Halloween party that I really had a crush on. And right before Halloween, my friend down the street, we started whittling. We were into whittling phase.
We all go through that
really
phase.
cool for me
It's
'cause-
about 5th grade. Yeah, 5th grade whittling phase. Sure.
Like I wasn't allowed like a knife, so like I would go to my friend's house and
Is this when you were living on an Amish commune?
living way deep in the woods.
So I remember getting a knife. I found it in the woods and I used that to whittle. So I also went through a whittling phase because that's what kids do. Because you get to take something and you get to make something.
You get a knife.
You get a knife.
Did you keep your knife in the woods, Jess, or bring it?
To hide it.
I hid it, of
Yeah.
course, because it was a hunting knife and it was way too big for me. But I hid it. And
Still have it hidden, Jess? Do you?
I would never admit that on camera.
Did you put it in a Ziploc so that it was protected from the weather?
Well, I found it in the woods, so I didn't think about that. It was actually stuck in a tree, so I just came across it one day.
So it was the tree's knife, and you stole it. You're like,
That sounds a lot like Excalibur.
oh,
It is.
Guess
Maybe
he's
I'm the
right.
queen of the woods. I don't know.
You know better than my dad stealing that bike.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I am. But anyway.
so Todd, you're whittling.
Yeah.
So I'm whittling, and I whittle this like huge staff, basically. And so this girl, BB, invited me to this Halloween party, and I was like, and I really had a crush on her, and I was really excited, and I was like, what can I be? So instead of being something, I really wanted to use my stick.
Yeah.
And so instead of being something like a wizard, or like the Ninja Turtles were big then, so something like one of the Ninja Turtles, or like a knight, I decided that I'd be something funny and was an old woman.
With a stick.
With a stick, and that was my cane.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be hilarious. It was going to be great, because I was trying to get away from being the feminine light in the loafers guy.
Mm.
But here I am picking an old woman.
At this point in 5th grade, are you like actively getting picked on, like
Oh yeah, oh definitely.
being different or light in your loafers, like you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I tried so hard to like girls. Like I had a poster of Mariah Carey in my locker. Because I would open it up and be like, oh man, she's so hot.
so did every other gay boy.
So I don't know what made me think it would be so hilarious to be an old woman, but that's the first thing that popped into my head. And so my grandmother lived over our garage, attached to our house in an in-law apartment. And so I went up and I asked her, because I guess my mom told me she used to wear wigs. And so,
you're like, Grandma, can I study you for a part? I just want to watch you work.
Researching a role.
Yeah.
And so I guess I told her I was going to be an old woman, and she was fine with it. And she got out this like old hat box full of old gray wigs. I don't know why she wore gray wigs when she had her own gray.
Yeah,
Was she an actor?
No, she was a teacher.
Okay.
was she a con artist?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe she just had a lot of looks.
Were the gray wigs that much better than her hair?
Well, her hair was actually really. She was one of those that got like a purple or a pink rinse in it.
Mm.
So she was. I thought she was kind of like hip.
Yeah.
So maybe when she discovered that, she stopped wearing wigs.
Right.
But I got the wig from her, and I wore like my mom's burgundy dress, and like I had her shoes. I really wanted to wear high heels, but my mom never wore high heels. She wore like kitten heels, and I had a shawl.
Were you tall at this point, Todd? I know you.
Yeah, definitely. I was always like the tallest kid.
Tall and lanky.
Yeah, tall, awkward, geeky, shy.
Now, when you're playing this one, are you like really into it and like really feeling yourself, or is it just like you're still on the joke mode? Like you're still like, this is gonna be funny.
Well, in my mind, it was gonna be funny. Like I didn't put makeup on for lines or anything like that. I just put like a scarf. I guess I didn't think to put old people lines.
How did you feel when you put the dress on?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like.
Well, when I was by myself, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be funny and this is gonna be great. But then, like, I remember going with BB to her house after school before the party, and I was like so excited, and there was this moment of terror where like I was in her mom's bedroom getting dressed, and I was like in my underwear with a dress on, and I like caught myself a glimpse of me in the mirror, and I started to be like, oh my God, what are you doing? This isn't even funny. Like, this is going to a party. Like, I hated going to parties anyway because I didn't know anyone, and I was always petrified of like people.
That's a bold move. I mean, that's a big swing at. My daughter is 11 years old in 5th grade. Like for a boy to come, like to just do anything bold is, nobody wants to be bold. In 5th grade, they all just want to be. Nobody wants to stand out, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, that's just a big swing.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I kind of like freaked out a little bit, but I was like, okay, well, you're here. You might as well to do it.
What was BB dressed as?
She was a cow.
Okay.
With like the fake udders.
Yeah.
And the whole time, as this is all going on, it was also like, I was going to kiss her that night.
Right.
Like I had made up my mind that like this was the time that I was going to tell her that I liked her, and I was going to go in for a kiss.
Oh my God.
Well, it was lining up, and she had asked you to the party, right?
She had asked me to the party, and it was like a few towns over. So there was people there that I didn't really know, but she was there. So I thought it was going to be fun.
Yeah.
And so we get all dressed, and
I'm so nervous.
Right now.
And so like I'm freaking out, and we get to the party, and it's on this like horse farm.
She fit right in as a cow. She's like, I'm people.
she fit right in, and she was friends with like the owner, who ended up being friends with my brother. So then I saw my brother's friend, and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? And so there was like things to do. Like there was a hayride, and I was like, oh, this would be a perfect time to like kiss her on the hayride.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like, I don't know, just awkwardly, because it's a farm, so I was like kind of like falling all over with the heels
Yeah.
and the mud and like crawling up. And so I got on the hayride, and
you're an 11-year-old gay boy wearing a woman's clothing. Like,
and seeing all these other guys and who I didn't know, and I was like, oh my god, they don't understand my joke. They don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, no.
I'm an old woman. It's funny,
Right?
Like,
Right, guys?
yeah, right.
Oh, God.
And so we go on the hayride, and like that didn't work out.
Did it just not it didn't happen? Didn't
It
present?
just didn't happen. Like it was bumpy, and I was just really scared. I was too nervous to do anything.
God, you're 11. I'm thinking of my daughter right now, who's 11 years old in 5th grade, like trying to manage these emotions. Like she, you know.
And do you really even date in 5th grade? Like, is that?
No, but I did kiss a girl in 5th grade. I do distinctly remember that, but it was like, you know, it was like I was asked to go steady by her friend. We went steady for like 2 days. We kissed at one point, and then I was broken up with by a different friend. I was told we weren't going out anymore. You know, like, it was like,
yeah, whisper down the lane, kind of.
well, yeah. I mean, we were 11, and I mean, it's crazy.
So then, like after the hayride, there was bobbing for apples, and
Oh, that's dangerous. Oh my
it's
God.
and like I had a wig, so I didn't want to get the wig wet.
Right.
So I didn't really want to do that, so it was more awkward. And then it was
Where
like
COVID came from.
the donut
Yep.
hangs on a string,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Kids are
I
dying.
eat it, and
Awkward.
playing over, and my shawl would come off, so I'd have to put my shawl back on.
A little.
And-
Was there suck and blow going on as well in the corner?
No,
That's too old. Yeah.
Yeah, 11. That's
Too older.
later on.
Yeah.
And then there was a piñata.
it's a weird thing to throw into a Halloween mix.
Yeah, it was like a big jack-o'-lantern face.
You already have your stick, though.
Yes, but it stressed me out anyways, because I was like, oh, that's like a sport, and I'm not good at sports. Like, I was like, great, now we have this. And I didn't use my staff, but I used whatever stick that they had. And I didn't, it was like blindfolded. It was awful. And then we all like got around in a circle, and this other guy was like whipping his stick, like with all, it was like, oh God. So he was like really going for it. And he went to go hit it, and it slipped out of his hand, and the whole thing was like, woo, 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 woo.
Oh no.
Oh no.
In slow motion, and it was like coming straight for me. And I still had like my staff in hand, so I could have just like blocked it, but I was so scared, and it whacks me right in the shins, and I go down.
Oh.
Then someone goes, "Grandma down!" And,
Oh no.
like, I was trying not to cry, and
Oh.
I had a huge bruise on my leg,
Oh.
and it was so embarrassing.
Mhm.
And I think I basically just shut down, and like BB was trying to console me, but it wasn't working. And then it was just like a blur. I just shut out, and I don't really remember much what happened after that.
And that bitch cow didn't help you up?
She was utterly useless.
Oh.
Yeah. But the thing that is really weird is that was like a couple days before Halloween. But I didn't learn my lesson because I continued to be an old lady.
You continue to be a kid. I mean, like, that's just,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, you stuck to the costume. Like on Halloween, you trick or treated as an old lady.
Yeah.
You got to show you're not.
They didn't get to you. Yeah.
You want to say you're not cowed by this, but I don't know that that's appropriate.
Well, you
Are there any more puns anywhere?
I think we've milked it enough.
But I have a picture. Do you want to see?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. You know, it's funny, dude. I get it. And this is much older. This is like maybe about like 3 years or so before I met Julie. I was hanging out with like this group. They were really nice, but I was like not in a good place in my life. I think it was like 20. How old was I then? 22, maybe 21. I think it was 22. And they were having this big Halloween party, and I was so excited. And I got dressed up, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, I'm not going. And I didn't. I took off the costume. I stayed home and didn't go out. So at least you went. Like, I give you credit for going. It's hard.
It's so hard to just be you. Just like have an idea and just be like, I'm going for it. This will be funny. Like, or
I know.
what are you thinking? You're like, and of course you wind up in a totally different place. And you're like, oh shit, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
But you still, I mean, yeah.
I didn't have a choice. I had to go to this Halloween party. I just remember just the terror of like seeing myself in like, what are you doing? You're getting into a dress.
There had to be something subconscious there, because I went through a phase when I was about the same age where I was a hobo every year. And that meant I could wear my dad's clothes, and they would fake,
Beard.
like make a fake beard and mustache.
Yeah.
And I'd wear a hat. Like I didn't know why, but I liked it. I just couldn't look at any pictures of myself.
Even now, like if there were a picture now, you wouldn't.
I have those pictures now, and it doesn't bother me now because I know who I am. But I think before I knew who I was trying to figure it out by guessing. But so I think you probably dressed like that because you wanted to see what it felt like, and then you got to look at it and you're like, oh, this is going to be too hard. I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
When did you start performing, Todd? Like, when did you have the bug to?
Right around that time, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started doing like after school programs, and I was in a dance group all through middle school.
Okay.
So it was right around then.
It's hard, man.
Did you ever talk to Bibi about this? Did she ever tell her what the deal was?
No, but funny about, like, she ended up being a nurse at the old people's home that my grandmother ended up going to. And I was like,
And she's like, I recognize that wig.